Being smart no longer makes sense. By Paulie Walnuts. Let's
So
get
I'm
into this.
changing my definition of being smart because some of the smartest people that I know are also the most miserable. I've been obsessing with this idea recently that being smart now actually has nothing to do with IQ or, how much money you were able to make in life, but instead it's about, are you getting what you want out of life? So you look at Elon Musk, for example. Bro is mad smart, just a fact. He's so smart, he's the richest man in the world. But what is the point of all that success if you're just going to sit there and get rage baited on Twitter all day? I think awareness is the new intelligence, okay? In the past, intelligence and being smart is tied to your ability to know shit, to study that shit, and to put that studying to work. The smartest kids got the best grades in school, and I got shit grades. And look, this is still true, but intelligence, that type of intelligence, becomes less valuable now that every moron has access to unlimited intelligence for free in our pocket. The same way that Google made information instantly available to the world, that's what AI has done with intelligence. So to me, the type of quote smart that is helpful in today's world has nothing to do with intelligence. And I know.
Yeah. I feel like nowadays, bro, like, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Nowadays, it's really like smart doesn't really hold its same intelligence. I would say smart. Smart doesn't hold its same like name. You feel what I'm saying? Like it don't hold its same name. When it comes down to like being smart, I feel like it's very vague and it's weak kind of nowadays. Only because you can get information at your fingertips. Like it's not hard to get information nowadays. And the thing is with being able to get information at your fingertips, it makes it harder for you to retain that information. It makes it harder for you to be able to retain the information that was given. So you'll have a lot of people who know a lot of shit. They'll probably know a lot of shit from videos and TikTok specifically, but they don't have the wisdom in it. You see what I'm saying? They don't really know it. They just know how to repeat it. They know how to kind of regurgitate it to people, but they don't really understand it. They don't really understand it from their perspective, or they don't really have a good understanding of it. And I was saying this on my TikTok. Y'all go fuck with me. You feel me? Down on at Soldier Yaps 101. I was basically saying like, bro, knowledge without understanding is piss poor. It doesn't make sense. It don't have any good grounding to it. It don't make sense. Knowledge without understanding and experience, it really has no point of being. It don't you don't have really a point to have it. It don't make sense to have it. And nowadays with TikTok and YouTube and just being able to basically pick up a phone, and if you are not even if you are inquiring something, but if you get on TikTok, you'll learn something throughout that day. You'll learn probably like 100 different things throughout that day. And yeah, it's just like it's all this knowledge without having any sort of experience or understanding to it. So it kind of just makes like it makes all the knowledge that you have pointless. You see what I'm saying? Personally, I try to stay away when I'm on TikTok. I try to stay away from learning based videos or videos that try to get you to learn something, only because I know that it's going to have multiple tabs open within my brain. Like I'm gonna have knowledge on this thing and this thing and this thing, and it'll make it to where like I have like 50 different tabs open within my brain, and it's just like, nah, bro, it's bad work basically. Like I'm not trying to override my brain with so much knowledge when I'm trying to implement and experience and understand the knowledge that I'm already immersed in at the moment. You see what I'm saying? So it's wild, bro. I don't know. It's
How
wild.
stupid that sounds. And before we get into this, I'm not claiming that, I'm smart. I'm definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I do think that I'm onto something here.
And I was gonna say, he was basically saying how like the new smart, the new intelligence is awareness, and I kind of agree. Like I feel like the new intelligence is self knowledge, knowledge of self, gnosis. I feel like that's the new knowledge. That's the new, I mean, new intelligence. That's the new, I feel like, obviously you can't take away from book smarts. You can't take away from like smarts as in like, But I feel like the new brag as far as like being smart, being intelligent is knowing thyself, knowing yourself so well that can't nobody tell you that they know you more than you know yourself. You see what I'm saying? I feel like that's the new what you call it? The new flex, the new intelligence, basically.
And that awareness is now way more important than intelligence. So in this scrolling, OnlyFans, DraftKings ass world that we live in, the ability to observe and understand your own thoughts, feelings, and impulses is what now separates you from the herd.
Yeah,
All
knowledge
these
of self.
systems that are in place right now are assuming that these things. Why am I doing the shit that I'm doing?
Oh shit, did it just skip? What the fuck?
Are assuming now separates you from the herd. All these systems that are in place right now are assuming that you can't do these things. Why am I doing the shit that I'm doing? What thought patterns led me to slamming a 5 leg parlay, to blacking out at the bar, to an hour straight of doom scrolling? Like, what are the feelings I'm numbing or trying to amplify when I do what I do? What good would Einstein have been if he just gooned all day? You know what I mean? Like, knowledge is extremely valuable still, and I'm going to get to that, but it's not unique anymore because you can know everything. Like, I love reading books, but you can read books and learn shit till the cows come home, but if you don't understand your inner self, these books aren't going to do you any good.
The knowledge makes no sense if you have no understanding, or no understanding on how it can improve your life or how it can relate to your life. The knowledge makes zero. It's pointless if you can't experience the knowledge or have a deep understanding on how it can improve your life or how it can improve everybody's life. The knowledge is damn near pointless. Like it's there for your fucking ego just to say that you're knowledge. Like it's pointless, bro.
And what's cool about awareness and like this path to increasing awareness is that it's not fixed. Like, some shit is fixed. Your IQ, bro. If your IQ, your IQ is your IQ. If you're a moron, you're a moron, and that's tough, right? But even a moron can tap into what I'm about to talk about today and win. And I'm hoping my story is proof of this. This awareness shit is a grind. You don't just spawn in and you're stuck with what you spawned in with. But here's where I start kind of tripping out and why I think about this so much. Because the things that increase awareness, I all coincidentally thought when I was growing up, these things were suspect, these things were feminine. And I say coincidentally because I don't think it's a coincidence. There's certain words that I'm going to say throughout this video that are going to make the majority of people watching probably click off. And that's okay. I mean, the old me would have clicked off too. That's why I'm saying this. But if you can make it to the end, I truly think this is one of the more important videos I've ever made. So let's get into it. First off, bro, if you kept a journal as a kid, as a dude, you were getting the beats. It's just how it worked. Like, diary was crazy, and it still is, that word diary. But you go back in history books, the most successful, influential people of all time kept a journal. I'm talking from Marcus Aurelius to Da Vinci to Carl Jung. But me, a stupid fucking chud, like, I'm too cool for this journaling shit. And you might say, like, if you're anything like I was, like, why would I keep a journal? I don't need to dwell on the past. Like, oh, dear diary, today I had a good day and I had some tea. Like, no, you keep a journal because it increases your clarity, your thought pattern recognition, your ability to navigate life. All the garbage that we let into our brains, they cloud our ability to process shit, okay? It's like, even when something really important happens or, you learn something really important about yourself, we just assume that you're going to remember that. Like, yo, I blacked out last night and made a fool of myself at the bar. Next week, don't be surprised when you wake up Saturday morning like, oh my God, I just did it again. Or even better, it's like you had a good idea that day. You think you're going to remember that idea. You go home, you watch a little Game of Thrones or something, go to bed. That idea is gone forever. We overestimate our brains. If you don't write things down, they go into the metaverse. They go into all the other garbage brain rot, right? So for me, it's like an idea for a YouTube video will hit me out of nowhere. I'll be like, yo, that's a banger, and I can't wait to make that tomorrow. I'll wake up the next day, and that shit is gone.
That's the same thing I was saying with, like, the congestion. Or like having multiple tabs open in your brain. Like, the good thing about writing shit down is, like, specifically for ideas. Me, I don't journal, but I do write down my ideas because I know that I'm going to forget it. Only because I be having multiple tabs open within my brain, or I be mad congested in my brain. So the way I see it is, when you have an idea, when you have something that you feel like is a good idea, something you really want to do, you know, the point of writing it down and not just, oh, I'm going to remember this, but writing it down is so that it does not get caught up in the congestion of your brain, caught up in the multiple tabs that you have open in your brain. Because you're gonna have this good idea, and then you're gonna start thinking about something that you're gonna start thinking about something that happened, you know, yesterday, or you're gonna start thinking about something else. You're gonna have another tab that you're gonna go to, and then you're gonna go to another tab and another tab. You're gonna go thinking about something else, and until eventually you don't even remember what the good idea was, and then it just all goes to shit. So it's like I don't journal. I'm probably gonna pick up a journal. Maybe. I don't know, bro. Like, I've tried it. I just don't think I had good prompts, to be honest, because I really didn't know what to write. But what he's saying here is actually encouraging me to pick up a journal, because it's like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I be when it comes down to me, like, the best way I can explain it is I'm super congested in the brain, like super congested. And the more congested I am in the brain, the more, I guess you could say, irritable I am, because it'll be something that'll piss me off like one day, right? Or piss me off at the moment, and I'll be like, all right, fuck it, it is what it is, right? No reaction. And then something else will piss me off. No reaction. And then something else pissed me off again. No reaction. It kind of keeps piling up. You see what I'm saying? It's not me escaping something pissing me off or my triggers, but the triggers kind of pile up until eventually I get to this point where I'll get so, like, eventually I'll get to to this point where I've piled up so many triggers within my mind, and again, they haven't gone nowhere because I haven't done any process of elimination. I haven't released it. I haven't faced it or nothing. They're still in my mind because I haven't allowed it to let go or release or, you know, eliminate itself. They pile up. They pile up. They pile up. They pile up until eventually I damn near want to crash out, and I get easily irritable. I damn near want to crash out, and you feel me? It's like it starts to hit a point. So that's why I feel like, you know, it's not what I feel like. I do agree with this this journaling point. Like, journaling could be good so you can release all those, anything that made you irritable, anything, you know what I'm saying? You can write it down, and it kind of gets it off your chest. It gets it off. It's like a weight off your shoulders. Personally, at the moment, what I'm also doing is working out. Cardio for me is very important. Like, I feel like cardio really burns off everything. It lowers my cortisol. It makes me feel good, bro. So when it comes down to it, I do agree with the journaling shit. But the most important thing I feel like is having a healthy releaser. Having a healthy, how do I say this? Having a healthy way to be able to release whatever is going, all the bullshit that's going on throughout the day, all the bullshit that's going on throughout your week. Having a healthy way to be able to release. A lot of the time, what's being pushed nowadays is, oh, go smoke, go drink, go do drugs, go fuck, go goon. Like, a lot of times, that's what's being pushed to us. Like, they're not teaching us, oh, you know what I'm saying, go work out. Well, nowadays they are, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what the norm nowadays is to go drink. It's basically all these unhealthy ways to be able to release. And not enough promoting, you know, healthier ways to be able to release, healthier ways to be able to release all the bullshit and gunk that's been piling up over the week or maybe throughout the day. So journaling, I do agree. Personally, what I do, I just work out. I feel like working out in the past has helped me super well, and specifically cardio. Cardio for me is like a 10. It do its do. But hell yeah, bro.
Chinese saying, the palest ink is better than the best memory. We overestimate our brains, dude. And by writing shit down, not only do you remember more, but you're going to increase your brain's ability to move forward. So I started journaling when I was depressed as shit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I probably saw it on like a podcast or something. So December 2021, my first journal was just one sentence. I'm smoking way too much and have no idea what I want to do with my life. So here's another one from a year later. Finally landed a job today. We got drunk and high to celebrate. Not feeling too happy. Not feeling much at all, to be honest.
Jeez.
It's crazy looking back at these now because it's like, this is the awareness light in my brain flickering on for the first time. My first year or so doing this, it would only be a sentence, and I would only do it when I wanted to rope. So, when life would start to get a little better, I would stop doing it. There'd be these huge gaps of months and months at first. The real benefits I learned come from doing this shit every single day. Like it's like the gym or anything else in life. There's gonna
Yeah,
be
being
bad
consistent.
days, good days, regular days, and it's hard. Like if you have a really good day, the last thing my ass wants to do is whip out a journal and start writing. Like, oh, today was a good day. But you write down just even one thing that you're grateful for, even if it was some bullshit. Like, oh, today I got some extra chicken in my Chipotle. Like it really doesn't matter. Or today I hung out with somebody and it felt awful. I did not feel good hanging out with this person. Your pattern recognition, your ability to avoid negative situations and notice and surround yourself with positive ones, just it's like a skill. It just comes out of nowhere. And what I love the most, to be honest, about this YouTube shit is basically a huge journal for me. I'm a big present moment guy because I realize that all the problems in life, they come from either tweaking about yesterday or tweaking about tomorrow. They never come from right now in this present moment. I was like, at first, it's like, what's the point of writing down the past? Why journal? Why dwell on the past? And I'm telling you, I don't even know how this shit works. If I did, I would be a better YouTuber. But I just know that writing shit down brings you more into the present moment. It is crazy to look back on my old journals, especially it's like you can really remember what it felt like when you were at a dark point in your life. But, a lot of times I look back at what at the time was felt like the end of the world. And you're like, wow, I was really tripping about that. Like that girl had me feeling like that. Like you kind of, it puts things into perspective. It zooms things out. It's honestly sick. Here's another journal from literally 2 weeks ago. Almost fucking died on a city bike today. A little background here first. So it was the first warm day of the year in the city, and I got on a city bike with my bro. I was a little rusty because I don't ride them in the winter. And I'm telling him as we're riding, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good spring, bro. And he's like, yo, 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 yo. And I look to my left, and there's a Beamer going 60 miles an hour. And I swerved out of the way at the last second. We were about 6 inches away from there being no more Paulie Walnuts. Like that was almost the end. I've had a few close calls, but this was different, man. Like this was almost really bad. So yeah, I wrote it down. Almost fucking died on a city bike today, but God stepped in. There's no other explanation but that I'm here for a reason. Adrenaline pumping all day, but life is a gift and I need to be more careful of it. Grateful to be alive. You would think I would just remember something like that, right? And those feelings that came with that. But bro, I'm telling you, we overestimate our brain's ability, especially when it comes to gratitude. Like the shit that we take for granted, it's just human nature to take everything good in life for granted. And then we lose it, and then that's when we're like, oh, like, how did I take that for granted? But
Bro, facts. I ain't gonna lie. Anytime I've been miserable or I've been in a place of suffering, it's almost always because I'm not being grateful or like I'm not expressing my gratitude consistently. Like recently, I've I've just like I fell off of like consistently being grateful, and I noticed how my brain literally started pointing out all the bullshit that life was giving me, basically. And again, the bullshit never went away. Even when I was expressing my gratitude constantly, consistently, consistently expressing my gratitude, even when I was doing that, bullshit wasn't going anywhere. I was still experiencing bullshit, but the thing is, I kind of had expressing my gratitude was more of like it was like a coping mechanism, and it was a good cope. It wasn't even like a bad cope. It was a good cope. So I've realized that when I don't consistently express my gratitude for shit, I tend to start suffering more. I tend to be more miserable in life. But when I start to be consistent and being, grateful, showing my gratitude for life, showing my gratitude for the things that I have. Not only does my well-being start to become better, but shit, I start attracting way more things to be grateful for. I start attracting, way more better shit in my life, and ultimately it puts you in a higher vibration, uh, overall. But yeah, I feel like gratitude is really underrated. I feel like being grateful is really underrated. It's an underrated, you know, I don't know, is it coping mechanism? I don't know. It's underrated, bro.
You know, if you have even just a regular day and write down what happened, one thing that you're grateful for, you'll be like, shit, this was actually a great day. Like, why do I feel this way? This is nothing to complain about. Again, I don't know how it works. I wish I did. I'd be a better YouTuber, but it's harder to take things for granted when you write them down. All right, next. When I say that meditation is the meta right now, if you're like me, again, you probably just clicked off this video. Meditation, I thought it was some hippie yoga shit, right? I thought it was something they did after like a Peloton class. It's actually crazy how wrong I was about this stuff, and just how wrong I still am about so much of these things. But for some reason, I thought that this was for chicks. It's the way that we grew up as guys, because, I know that all my friends still feel this way, and they look at me crazy if I talk about it. Like, that's a psyop. And I've been meditating every day for over 2 years now, and I'm still a noob at this shit. Like, I'm barely scratching the surface. It's like in COD when you get to level 4, you get to unlock your classes, you start picking your perks, and that's where I'm at. I just unlocked create a class basically, but even at this early point in my journey with this shit, it has changed my life, and it's hard to articulate exactly why, but I'm gonna try. Meditating every day, what it does is separates me from my thoughts. When I first got into it, I thought it's like, okay, I'm just trying to clear my mind. So when I would sit down and try to do it, all these thoughts would pop up. I'd be like pissed off about it. I'd be like, why am I thinking about this girl right now? My head is supposed to be clear. So for a while, I thought I was just ass at meditation. I'd start thinking about, what I'm doing later, or something I did yesterday that was mad stupid. And I think this is the experience most people have when they try it. But through consistency, I learned that these thoughts popping up are all just part of the process. You're not supposed to have a full clear head. You don't try to block them. You breathe through that shit. You observe them, and you just keep breathing. The observation of thoughts, you do this every morning, and it carries throughout the day. Like, I swear to you, back in the day, I would have one negative thought loop, and it would be clipped for me for that entire day. Like, I swear, I lost years of my life letting negative thought patterns impact my life. Like, you could be out somewhere with your friends, you should be having the time of your life, but in your head you're thinking about some bullshit, and it's literally taking you out of where you
Present.
are. Now
Hell
it's
yeah.
like, I am not my thoughts, dude. Rage bait, anxiety, lust, all of it has a lesser pull on me. Like, a pull still, yeah, but it's not me anymore. You start doing this, all of a sudden you can sit with yourself for 10 minutes and do nothing. Just be present and sit there. And you might be asking, why is this an advantage? Like, why does this
And the meditation helped me really stop like negatively self-talk. So a big thing with me was my self-esteem would be so low because I would negatively self-talk to myself. Like, I would call myself crazy names for like little shit though. It wasn't even nothing crazy. Like, I'd probably make a mistake and I would sit there and call myself crazy ass names for no reason. I'd sit there and, you know what I'm saying? So when I finally got to meditate, when I finally stayed consistent on my meditation, and I got to a point where I started to realize, like, where is this coming from? Also, like, with a lot of things, like, when it comes down to healing, that's like a lot of, meditation helps a lot. But like, what I would do is I'd sit there and I'd be like, where is this coming from? What is the root of this? Like, why do I keep doing this? What is the root of this? And what I realized was it came mainly from, I'd say, people pleasing. Like, it came from me, me caring about my public image, or my image, like everybody basically, my public image. And I don't want to get too much into, the nitty gritty, but through my past experiences, it kind of shaped how my self-esteem was. And through having a low self-esteem, it caused me to kind of beat my own self up. Like I say, I'm a person, I coach myself. I'm damn near my own coach. Like I wouldn't say I beat myself up no more, but when it comes down to it, like I'm definitely my own coach with certain shit. So when I had low self-esteem and I did not have respect or love for myself, I would beat myself up. Not for the things that I was doing at the moment, but it was mainly constantly for things I was doing in the past or things I've done in the past. And I just realized once I started being consistent in meditation, I just realized like it was pointless putting myself down for those reasons. Like it just didn't make sense putting myself down, or you know what I'm saying, like it made no sense for me to do so. So every time I realized I was talking down on myself, immediately I would combat that with, oh, I forgive myself. Oh, I forgive myself. I love myself. Who am I right now? You know what I'm saying? I didn't make that same mistake now, so why am I focusing on it in the past? You see what I'm saying? Same thing for like anything you want to heal. Meditation for me is like a big tool towards healing. Like if I realize that I'm flawed in a way, I'll go back to the origin of why I'm flawed. Like meditation will help me lock into, all right, what got me here. You see what I'm saying? But meditation has done so many wonders for me. It has done the utmost, even like towards the ideas that I have right now. Like the ideas that I have, when I come up with certain ideas, they mainly always come from when I have a clear mind going into meditation. But yeah, and again, meditation, for me at least, meditation isn't about quieting the mind. I know a lot of people say, oh, quiet the mind. It's not about quieting the mind or stopping the thoughts. For me, it's mainly just separating myself from the thought, me being the observer of the thought. The way I look at it is my thoughts are kind of the entertainment and I'm just the audience to my thoughts. So every time I sit down and I'm meditating, I'm kind of just watching my thoughts. I'm kind of just observing them. I have my own 2 cents to my thoughts sometimes, but they're never really judgmental. They're just kind of like, to me, my thoughts are always entertainment. It's like another form of entertainment. And it's another form to get to know myself deeper. Introspection. To heal myself deeper. To get new ideas. To get new fresh ideas. Like meditation has done so many wonders for me over the years. And I'll say that if you do want to start meditation, just start very small. Like start 5 to 10 minutes. Start very small. Focus on your breath. Start very small. Focus on your breath 5 to 10 minutes. And if thought does pop up, try your best to not suppress it or judge it. Just allow it to be a thought. Just allow it to be a thought. Realize that it's a thought. If a thought comes to your brain, just be like, oh, it's a thought. And just listen to it. Genuinely listen to the thought. Observe the thought. Like, what is it saying? Why is it saying this? Like, you feel me? And eventually, the more you do that, the more you start to really separate yourself from your thought. You and your thoughts. And it's a beautiful experience. I'm not saying I'm the most experienced at meditation. I feel like I still got years to go when it comes down to meditation, but I feel like I've gotten to a good place with meditation where it's not an addiction, but I look forward to waking up and meditating. Going to sleep, before I go to sleep, I meditate. Like I look forward to doing these things because it clears my mind. It makes me feel good. Things of that nature.
Mean that you're smart. It's because we live in a world where nobody listens to themselves. Like think about how many people from the second they wake up to the second they hit the pillow at night are just following their thoughts, following their impulses. Instagram, work, YouTube, podcast, music, looking for answers, looking. One of my favorite quotes, I don't even know who it's from, but it was, the answers that we are looking for are in the silence that we are avoiding. But if you just sit in silence, and especially someone who, if you never meditate, you're going to lose your mind, dude. Or you're just not going to be able to do it. You start meditating on a daily basis, bro, watch what happens. You will be disgusted by doom scrolling. The idea of getting high and playing video games all day, something, you used to love doing, won't sit right with your soul anymore. Like your path, all of a sudden, you'll start.
Oh, I say cap. I say cap, but no. Because yesterday, I just had to go on like a bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. My mind was slipping. I had to go on like a 2-day doom scroll. Not even it wasn't like I was purposely trying to doom scroll, but I had to kind of, the way my sleep schedule is set up, I had to stay up a little bit longer to go to my job interview. And during that time, I literally had nothing to do but get on TikTok and scroll. And when I tell you, bro, the lack of structure in life, once you really create structure in your life, the lack of structure in your life, once you start to really lack structure, or you start to get away from the structure you built, no, gang, no. Structure feels so good. It feels so good when you have structure in your life. When you have a set thing that you do every day, that you're disciplined in, and you are governed by that thing. Soon as you get away from it and you start doing, like, nah, that doom scrolling shit, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It just gets to a point, like, I like being on TikTok. I'm not finna sit here and fake it like, oh, I'm just off social media. Like, no, bro, I like being on TikTok. I post on there. I like being on TikTok. What I don't like is just scrolling endlessly and there's really nothing on there. Like, I be knowing how to control my my algorithm to an extent. Like, I have a specifically where I have certain topics that I like and I keep on my algorithm, but it gets to a point when you just scrolling and scrolling, it kind of, at that point, the algorithm is trying to figure you out, and at that point they just start feeding you bullshit. They just put you in any type of, they just give you anything, and it's like, bro, no, I ain't gonna lie, it gets to a point and it just like, bro, what am I even on here for? And then you realize, oh, I'm bored. There's nothing else to do, so I'm bored. But I mean, that's my whole thing with doom scrolling. I don't mind being on TikTok, like, bro, like, I'm not finna sit here and fake it like, oh, I'm just this all the way holistic motherfucker and I don't be on social media, I don't scroll. Like, no, like I be doing scrolling sometimes, bro. I be on TikTok scrolling like a motherfucker. But I don't allow it to consume my life. Like, I still have governance around scrolling. Right before I go to bed, I make sure that phone is turned off. I make sure I put my phone up. Like, I make sure I have governance around certain shit, so I'm not, completely sucked in to the phone, completely sucked into TikTok and the addiction to it. You see what I'm saying?
To see that shit. And it's honestly, it's a little scary because things that you used to love doing, all of a sudden you won't be able to sit there and enjoy that shit anymore. Like on some Carl Jung shit, the more you tap in with your unconscious, which is what you're really doing when you're meditating, the more cognitive dissonance that you're going to begin to feel doing the things that you've been consciously doing for years. An example of what I'm trying to articulate right now, like for me, is music, bro. I love music. I love rap music. It just gets me going. I grew up with it. I grew up on it. But, after starting daily meditation and starting to develop this inner awareness, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be listening to drill music at 8 in the morning. Like, yeah, it does give me energy, but is this good energy or is this aggressive energy? Music has a huge impact on the unconscious, dude. It wasn't a coincidence that, in 2016, when all the music was drug music, we were all doing a bunch of drugs. You know what I mean? I love that music.
Shit, to this
day, there's a time and place for all kinds of music. But I'm saying that before, I didn't even understand that music was impacting me and my thoughts and feelings throughout the day. I was just listening to it. Like, I'm listening to K-Flock on the way to work in 2022. No wonder I'm so pissed off all the time. Rest in peace to X, one of my favorite artists when I was younger. I liked that music then because I was depressed as shit. And even now it comes on, I'm like, this is hitting. Juice WRLD, another good example. It's like, these are great songs, but they make me sad. Why am I making myself sad?
X, bro, y'all remember when X literally got on the internet and was telling y'all about how music frequency works? Like, he literally was getting into the fact, like, music controls you, bro. Music has the ability to influence you and control you. And he proved it through his own music. He literally had an impact through millions of people with the music that he made. From the beginning of his career, when he was making more distorted, yelling type rage. It's not rage, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it was fucked up. Like, you see what I'm saying? Hyped up ass music, getting people hyped up and all that, versus when he transitioned to more sad, mellow, music, and it hit people way differently. It influenced millions of people way differently. So it's like, music really does have an impact on how you feel. And once you start to realize that, you start to not fall in love with music anymore, but it's like you start listening to less music, or you start to really change up on the music that you listen to. And you start opening your palette to different types of music. You see what I'm saying? And personally, what I use music for is a tool. Like certain times I do want to listen to music, whatever type of music I want to listen to, but I kind of gear to, I use music as a tool. So if I know that I'm going to go to the gym or I'm working out, I'm going to use more hyped up music to get me in that mode, get me in that mood. If I know I'm on some mellow shit, I'm gonna listen to some mellow type music, some jazz, some R&B. You know what I'm saying? Plug R&B, things of that nature. Like I'm not gonna listen to just anything throughout the day because I realize that it can affect your psyche. So yeah, bro, music really does have a impact on you, impact on your psyche.
Bad. So I've actually changed how I consume music. It's not just this constant background noise in my life. Like at the gym, I'm definitely still bumping that shit. Don't get it confused. But, you know, first thing in the morning, it's like I can't hear myself if I listen to music right away. It's like I can hear Uzi in my head. I can't hear myself. I'm just using music as an example. When you start meditating, this same kind of thought process starts to apply to everything in life, like relationships, books, movies, social media, drugs. There's good vibes and bad vibes. And a lot of people, without even realizing it, are drowning themselves in bad vibes. Not because they're stupid, but because they aren't aware of their own like inner self. Like Elon Musk, the world is literally his, and he's sitting there getting rage baited on Twitter all day. He owns Twitter and he's getting manipulated by it. Meditation really introduced me to this different level of awareness, to seeing how I'm getting manipulated by all these different things. This YouTube channel does not exist without meditation. And it's just like journaling. It's just like the gym. It's not until it becomes a daily habit that you really start to get the benefits out of it. And it's really not easy some days, man. Like some days I just botch it. But every morning, first thing I do is meditate. And like I said, I'm still a rookie with this shit. But when I do it right, just separate myself fully from my inner dialogue, from my head, my thoughts, it's the best feeling in the world. Like a way to almost describe it would be like when I used to smoke a lot of weed. If I was really tweaking about something, then I would smoke, and all of a sudden I'm like, what was I even just tripping about? It's like that feeling, but 1,000 times better. Also, like I said, these are not little bro benefits. Like this shit will change your life and the way that you interact with the world around you. So some people start meditating and they just get cooked by that shit. I still think as a whole, the population this world would look so different if everybody meditated first thing in the morning. Obviously, that'll never happen. Also, people get tripped up on like the method of meditating. It's like, okay, because I talk about it all the time. People are like, what do you do? What method do you do? Your method of meditation, the one that works for you, it's going to be different than mine. Everyone is different. All of our brains, all of our inner selves are different. I do the Wim Hof method. It's the one that really works for me. There's no point in tripping up on the methods because it's all goes back to the same thing of observing your thoughts and moving on, breathing through them. And after enough time, I realized, like, holy shit, life itself is a meditation. You go through daily life, thoughts pop up, you observe them, you mog them, you're back to the present moment again. When I'm living life in the present moment, that's when I feel like the world is mine. That's when I feel like I'm at my best. Dating, working, creating, that's when I'm at 100%. And that's why this shit is so important to me. Without this muscle, how are you supposed to succeed in this current society that we live in, right? And even if you do succeed, what good is $1 billion if you're unconscious, if you're knocked? Like, what I love the most, too, about this awareness shit, it's human, bro. It's strictly human. AI, yeah, it can write your essays, it can give you all this information, but it isn't human. Until AI can meditate, bro, like, I'm not fully tripping. Hit me up when AI can observe thought patterns and feeling states, It's why this AI art is so soulless. It's why you can tell right away when someone used AI to make a YouTube video, because it lacks the human part, the human soul, the inner awareness. So, until these nerds can create AI with full awareness of self, then you have a massive advantage right now if you can level this shit up. And like I said, you can level up. It's a skill tree. It's not something you're born with, like your IQ. I talk a lot about external things on this channel, dating, money, corporate shit. But at the end of the day, the internal is a lot more important. Like, your external world is just a result of your internal world. Yeah. And if you're constantly chasing external money, power, you're never going to be satisfied in life. So I think the better metric of success now isn't did you become rich? Are you super intelligent when it comes to random subjects? Like, I think the better metric of success and honestly of intelligence
Do
is,
you know
are
thyself?
you getting out of life what you want to get out of life? There are actual
Fulfillment,
bums
knowing thyself. Yeah.
who are more satisfied with their life, more at peace with themselves than the richest people in the world. So who's winning? What good is all this money and this power if you're
The
so empty
billionaire.
on the inside and so lacking
The
with your
billionaire.
inner self that externally you end up on Epstein's island? Like, that's what happens with these people. They chase externally. They're always looking, getting more and more and more and more and more, and the whole time they're ignoring their inner world. So that's really it for today's video. Thank you so much.
I feel like the most important commodity that's gonna be huge is gonna be gnosis, knowledge of self. I feel like towards the future, the more we get into the future, the commodity or the hot, the thing to be is, or the thing to have is gonna be gnosis. It's not gonna be money, cars, clothes, and hoes, but more of, do you know yourself? Do you have any sort of knowledge of self? Do you have any sort of gnosis? You see what I'm saying? I mean, even when, for a big example, like even when I feel like gnosis is just it's gonna amplify your life in all types of ways. It's gonna amplify your money, amplify, the women that you have in your life, the overall, your overall life experience is gonna amplify the more you start to go within and learn yourself, know yourself deeper, and love that version of yourself. But I've noticed that mainly the suffering that happens today, the suffering that is so consistent today, and the misery that is so consistent today is because everybody is trying to go for things that are outside of themselves. Everybody is worried about shit that is outside of themselves. And I'm not saying I'm above any of that. Like, I have my times where I am, thinking about shit that's outside of myself, or focus on shit that's outside of myself. But I feel like the more that we get people to start to look within, go on that journey of gnosis, go on that journey of self-knowledge, knowing yourself, we'll have a more balanced world, let's say, a less miserable world. I'll say that. This is a good video, bro. Great video, great video, great video.